So you've decided on an African cichlid aquarium. You just figured out substrate, you figured out the size of your aquarium, and you figured out exactly what African cichlid you want to keep. But what about light? Well, I'm here to help you with that and more. Here we go. What's up, everybody? I'm Jay Wilson, and today we are going to talk about lighting your African cichlid aquarium. What light is right? Do I need to worry about the K's and the PARs and the G's and the T's and the super cool lights? No. And here's why. Most of your fish just need lighting. Most of these LED lightings on the market are going to provide that to you. However, this is not for the folks that are thinking of keeping plants with their African cichlids. That is going to require a whole different spectrum, and I will talk about that very, very briefly as we go over some lightings for our African cichlid aquariums. First up, the Fluval Plant 3.0 on your African cichlid aquarium. So one of the things that I really like about the Fluval Plant 3.0 is that it lights it very, very naturally. And we'll discuss that here in a moment, but the overall levels for growing plants is perfect. So for the brief plant experience that I've had in this aquarium, I would highly recommend the Fluval Plant 3.0. I would also highly recommend the Fluval 3.0 just because of the customization and the ease of use, and let's get to that. It has a neat little capacitive button. It's simple as pressing it. We're off, we're on, we're blue actinic, and we're simply on in terms of what we use for our application process on our phone. And I'll show you that here. So the app is super smooth, super easy. I say super a lot, but you can see this is the Tropheus tank. It connects, Lake Malawi. And as you can see, we can create all of our different customizations by tapping these selected areas. This is hard to do with one hand, but boom, then we can select the pink, the blue, the cool white, the pure white, and I don't know if you can see that on camera, but there's warm light as well. And so I could just kind of tone it down, hit save, and you'll notice that the aquarium light, once I save it, will change. And there it goes. I don't know if that picked it up at all. Let's go ahead and bump it up all the way. You can kind of see it. Yep. There you go. We'll turn down the daylight back to about 36. Hit save, and you can see it kind of dim out. Let me turn off the lights, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This light provides a very, very natural look, and for that, I highly recommend the Fluval 3.0 as my #1 choice for a African cichlid tank, planted or unplanted. Here is another Lake Tanganyikan tank, African cichlids. We've got some shell dwellers and stuff. We've got an awesome background from Universal Rocks. This also has the current 3.0 planet light. Because of the customization, because of the Bluetooth technology, because it all runs off of an app, it is very easy to customize the lighting spectrum, to simply add it, do the timing, and you're done. Very cool, and does a very, very good job at displaying those natural colors that I'm looking for. So the Fluval 3.0 Planet happens to be one of my favorite lights, but the next light from Current USA is very, very close. It's very, very tight. There's only a couple of drawbacks. One key note about the Fluval is that the cord, the power cord, is the absolute longest I've ever seen until the Current Pro satellite, or should I say Current USA Satellite Pro, does an amazing job of providing a long cord. Not as long as the Fluval, but pretty dang close. Now let's talk about the features and see the overall look for the Current USA Satellite Pro. Now the Current light is just as nice. We've got a nice metal housing just like the Fluval does. And if you look, you can see that it's got your traditional bars here, and these bars are there to extend this 48-inch light. Let's go to this side. Got your traditional current action here, and I don't know if I could do it with one hand, which I can't, but these are very flexible once you get to a certain a certain distance away from the actual housing, it starts to really bow. And that's one of the drawbacks. However, it shouldn't hold anybody back from purchasing this light. This light also has a control module that you would, this is a nice little housing. You attach it here, or you attach it to the back, wherever you want to attach it to, and then you can pull this in and out. But this will give you the ability, if you don't have the remote, to turn the power on and off, and to give it different levels of, the timer, the ramp, the whole nine. So turning it on right out of the box, you can see that it's got more of a blue hue. The actinic lights are really jamming on this bad boy. Doesn't look bad, actually looks really great, but the Fluval just provides that natural look. Where current, you can customize till your world ends with the abilities on the remote. So we've ramped it up to level 3 right out of the box. You do get a deeper, I think you can see it, you get a deeper shimmer. So let me show you. You've got your, let's tone it down slightly. So you got the shimmer here, Current USA, Satellite Pro. Now the remote is nice and matted on the Pro Edition. You can see it does say Satellite Pro here. And we have all these different variations from color spectrum all the way down to the moonlight. So let's go over some of these features and see if they work for you and exactly what you're looking for on your African Cichlid aquarium. So folks, as you can see, a ton of different customizations you can do with the Current USA Satellite Pro. Now, if you tug me in each direction, it's gonna be hard for me to select one or the other. However, I do have them both to make it easier for my own decisions. I'm not saying you have to do it, but that is the case. Now also remember that these two first lights that I've showed you are a higher dollar type LED light. It's not gonna break the bank per se, but you're looking at about $175-ish each light for a 48-inch light. This is a 72 by 27 by 27, and one 48-inch light does the job on either light. Now let me give you the third option, which is your bargain option of an off-brand Beamsworks style light. So when it comes to this light, you're gonna get your cheap plastic housing, you're gonna get your cheaper metal fittings. However, I do really like this button. It's got kind of a little cap. Boom, you've got one is for actinic. It's kind of got that purplish blue hue. And then you have your all white, which gives you the hyper white or 10K, which I believe it is, along with your actinic in there as well. So let's see what it looks like on the aquarium. And then you can be the judge of what you like the best. So this is gonna be your Beamsworks style off-brand. It's kind of got that purplish blue hue. Looks great, don't get me wrong. Not as natural, brings out some other colors, but I think you can achieve that with the Current USA and the Fluval, just depending on the look you're going for. But crystal clear look, kind of has that 10K bright white bluish hue. And overall, I think it's a great light. And it's probably only gonna run you about 50 bucks. So this is the off-brand. That is going to be your Fluval. So you can see this is a little bit more natural. You can see all of the tones of the gray to the brown to the fish that are starting to get their neon colors, and even down to our Le Lupe, which is kind of doing his own thing. There's another one in there somewhere. But when you come over here, you can see that the gray kind of looks more of like an off brown, and our rocks kind of have that bluish purple look. So honestly, it's whatever suits your fancy. Or at the end of the day, you can select two. Here's the deal. You've also got choices like Serene, you've got Phoenix, you've got so many different options out there. There's really no right or wrong answer. I can't tell you which specific light to get. I can only say that I do really like Current's line, and I do really like Fluval Planet 3.0. That's pretty much it. Now, if you're interested to see what the Serene looks like, you can do some really amazing, fun, non-gimmicky lighting features with that Serene kit from Current, but you'll have to check out this video right here, and that'll give you the opportunity to see exactly what it does. At the end of the day, you're the one viewing your African Cichlid aquarium. If you're trying to replicate something I've done, get a couple lights, try them out, see what look you like the best. But at the end of the day, you and your family are the ones that are viewing this 99% of the time. And if you don't upload videos 100% of the time, you're the one stuck looking at it. So don't buy your bargain light because you thought it would be the best route, and don't buy a $7,000 light because you thought that would be a better route. You choose what works for you. I hope you found this video informative. I hope you have enough tools so far within this playlist of how to set up an African Cichlid tank step by step to get you on the right track to having a healthy, stable, crystal clear tank for fish you can enjoy and fun for the whole family. Do me a favor, check out some of these other videos and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you have suggestions? Do you have ideas? Did I not touch base on some of the things that you would like to see in a future video like this one? If so, I'd love to hear from you. Also, check out j-wilson.com. You can find out everything I have in this fish room to include the vivarium for you to set up your own just like it. You know what's next.